Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Couch Co-op podcast. We are on episode 22. I'm Riley, joined by Cal as always. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Every time we start, I'm always thinking, and I don't even know how to say it, but in The Office when Dwight is going on the talk show and he's like piddle paddle fiddle faddle piddle faddle fiddle, whatever he's saying. I don't even know what he's saying, but he says it
Uh-huh.
really fast. But that's what I like because I get so tongue tied when we first start. I feel
Hey,
like I got to say something to.
actually, speaking of that, you kind of have a little bit of a disturbance in your audio. Do you have any belts on or anything?
Oh, it could be my pants. Should I take them off? I thought you were serious for like half a second.
uh,
Yeah, that's what I always think of. Speaking of The Office, did
yeah.
you see that they're doing an Office reboot?
Apparently, so it's pretty common knowledge that for the past couple months, there's been a massive writers' strike. So yeah, the writer's strike ended a couple months ago, and before that, an Office reboot was supposedly in the works, and then now it's been like not necessarily announced, but it's like out there in the public and people know about it. Uh, it's So first of all, the first question that comes to mind, how much of a reboot will this be? Will it be like the English version compared to the United States version, or will it be like straight up straight up copies of like Jim, Pam, Dwight, Michael, all of the characters, That's what I want to know. I want to know if it's like a straight up copy and paste or somewhat different. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not personally excited for it, but that's just my opinion. What do you think about this whole
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. I mean, I think that I can speak for probably about 99% of the population in that we are okay. I am tired of reboots. I'm tired of them rebooting everything. I mean, the a good example is The Office, but another one is the Snow White movie. With a modern twist on it, where Snow White is, um, you know, uh, I think she's Latino or whatever, and
Hmm.
the seven dwarfs aren't actually seven dwarfs. They're seven, different minorities, and I think that, you know, if you're gonna, okay, there's different levels though. If you're gonna reboot something, reboot it like the right way, and then there's like destroying a franchise, which is pretty much what they're doing from what I've heard. I don't really
Hmm.
care about Snow White, but that's what I've heard. So with The Office, I do actually care about it though, and I just think you bring up some good questions. Is it going to be like a complete reboot? Like, are they going to recast a Jim and Pam, and they're going to be like, "All right, let's just redo it again"? Like
Yeah.
everybody loved the original Office. Let's just do a bunch of dumb jokes but The Office only worked because of the time that it like happened at, because there was no TV phenomenon on like The Office. And
Hmm.
since then we kind of got like Parks and Recs, which is kind of, it's not exactly, but it's kind of the same format. And I don't think Parks and Recs did as well. I think they did good, but I don't think they pulled it off as well as The Office did.
Yeah.
But just rebooting, just I don't know. I mean, it'll be. I think a lot of it will depend on how they do it, like you said. A lot of it will depend on the details we get down the road.
Hmm.
Like you said, if they're just recasting people and they're just starting from ground zero, step one, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it'll do very good. But
I think even Steve Carell said that if an office was made, like they can't make it like it used to because like
yeah,
the jokes and the humor just wouldn't work in this political climate. It's just not.
right.
Yeah, I mean, there are very there are very few things, in my opinion, that should ever be remastered, remade, rebooted, whatever. One of those is The Office. The other is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I feel like those two things you should just not touch, and because they are timeless, and in some way they are like going back in a time machine because nothing like those movies or that movie and show have really been made to like that caliber. I think Lord of the Rings is like S tier in terms of what to expect from movies, and I've actually seen this brought up a lot. You know, there are zero sex scenes, zero curse words, and it's won all these awards, and and The Office is kind of the same way in that I think it's like the most rewatchable, most funny show of all time, right? That's just what I think.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, there's a fly running.
Fly in my background, it's bothering me. I couldn't tell if it was just me seeing the little me over there, or but yeah, so Greg Daniels, who's the showrunner of The Office US, like he's dive bombing, and I heard that one. He supposedly is behind this, which gives me the smallest amount of hope I can possibly muster for an Office reboot. But I honestly, dude, I'm honestly just imagining season. Is it season 9? Season 9. I'm just imagining season 9 of The Office continued, like just the biggest train wreck. I thought hot take. I don't actually mind the episodes of season 8. I think Steve Carell left in season 8.
7.
I think, or 7.
Yeah.
I don't mind up till the last season, and the last season is just where it all comes down, in my opinion. Like, the last season is so hard to watch. Whenever I rewatch the whole series, I get to season 9 and I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to. There's really not any episodes in season 9 I enjoy off the top of my head. Maybe I'm forgetting a couple, but you know, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand rebooting something just to reboot it. But maybe they have, like, maybe, I don't know, like, it depends, but I can't think of a single reboot, like, show or movie that has outperformed the original.
Yeah.
And somebody prove me wrong. I hope I can be proven wrong, but I don't think that possible.
Yeah, I mean, well, in my opinion, I've just finished rewatching it for like the 8th time now, like a month ago, and honestly, I think I like season 8 a little bit less than 9. I still don't like either of them really. Like, I think after Steve leaves, or especially when like Will Ferrell takes over, I didn't really like his character at all, honestly. And after that, I'm just like, okay, what is going on now? But I think that the only like redeeming part that comes to mind in season 9 is the last episode. That's supposed to be like a bonus, or a Dwight's wedding, I should say. So I mean, I like that one, but like the whole Jim and Pam, like their marriage getting ruined over Jim going to Philadelphia has always left a bad taste in my mouth.
Right, because that's like the whole, like, Pam went to art school. Like, it's always been weird to me. Pam goes to art school and Jim's fine with it, but then Jim leaves to go work, you know, to start a new business or a new company, and she like loses her mind over it. It just that wasn't done well. And then there's the boom mic guy,
Yeah,
that
oh my
whole
God,
thing,
yeah.
you know, and like, I guess supposedly, and maybe this is just rumor or speculation, but I've heard that the original plan was for Jim to cheat on Pam, and like they reconcile or whatever, you know, and I think it was supposedly John Krasinski that was like, no, like, you don't understand the character if that's what you're wanting to happen. Like, which is good. It's really good. But yeah, season 9 is just a train wreck. I didn't really care for Will Ferrell's character. Robert California has grown on me
Yeah,
over
yeah,
time, like a
definitely,
long amount of time. Like, I don't think his character really made sense to me until the last couple of times I watched it. But he's really grown on me. And then, yeah, you just get to Andy. Andy just is a train wreck.
Man,
and they ruined his character.
His character has been ruined like 2 or 3 times throughout the whole show, man. Like he punches the hole in the wall the first time. He goes into anger management. He comes back okay, and then I think he like messes up his relationship with Aaron. Then he's like messed up again. Then he gets messed up again when he goes on the boat trip. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, and that's what that's one thing I actually just recently watched season 7, and that's one thing that has never stuck out to me before that I realized that Michael or Steve Carell says to Andy, he's like, for you, you get all my clients or whatever, because you sold us on Andy Bernard, a product that we didn't even think that we wanted, but now that
Hmm.
we do want, or something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
that was a cool moment, and I think that was the perfect Andy character they had built up, and then he's just turns into a train wreck, and then he leaves to go on the boat for like 3 months or whatever, and then he comes back, and then he just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going off on tangent here, office tangent, but it'll be interesting to see with Greg Daniels as the showrunner again. I have, like I said, a little bit of a hope for it, but I don't know. I think that the general consensus with most people is there is a reboot. We're in reboot hell,
Yeah.
and nobody wants another reboot of something. We want to see something else.
Yeah. Like we've had not only like live action, we've had three different live action Spider-Mans since the turn of the decade or century. So yeah. And then Batman, geez, there's fucking more than one hand. So I mean, I feel like it's just look. There are some good things. There are some good things. Like there's like Nope came out last year by Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele still makes exquisite movies.
Mhm.
Uh, what else? What else is out there? I don't. There's a bunch of stuff, but you could go on. Speaking of that, actually, I'm gonna slightly change topic. I saw a movie yesterday called The Creator. Do you know anything about that?
It looked fascinating to me. I think the trailer for it,
Hmm.
or like a teaser for it, and I don't know much about it, but you liked it?
Yeah, I'll just do a non-spoiler kind of rundown. So, it's I wasn't all too interested in it until I found out that it's directed by Gareth Edwards, who also directed Rogue One, a Star Wars story,
Oh, okay.
and dude, it shows. Like, it's so beautiful, man. It's I mean, I like it's my second favorite movie of the year, and I really want to talk about the first one, but we'll get to that some other time. But yeah, the creator, the story is really like tight knit. There's one part of it that I'm not too like the love story between the main character and his wife I don't know, it kind of doesn't work for me, but I think that overall the whole battle against AI and stuff, it's like perfect for where we're at in our current world right now. And yeah, so yeah, it's just a fantastic, beautiful movie with a great ending. I think my mom thought it was well, she always wants some how do I say it without not. I'll just leave it at that. It was a good ending, I thought. So yeah, it was a great movie, stunningly beautiful. Like the um the mix of like CGI and I'm spacing on my words, man. Like practical effects is
Hmm.
outstanding. Like even just looking at the trailers, like they'll use like a foreground that's real, but in the background there's just this massive tower or whatever, right? Or that it's called the Nomad. That's like floating around in the sky with the big blue beams. Um, yeah, it's a lot like Dune in that aspect because everything is the scale is there, and I love that about Dune when that came out in 2021, and
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's just beautiful. Uh, the robots again, even if you look at them in the trailer, they're just wonderfully made and done, and yeah, so definitely go watch that. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to. I didn't know anything about it. I saw a teaser for it yesterday, but sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, Office reboot's happening. Supposedly, we'll see. Not super excited about it, but
Yeah.
we'll have to see what happens with it.
Honestly, I kind of maybe this is just me. Maybe it's because excuse me. Maybe it's because of like watching so much TV or whatever, but like I just don't feel like sitting and just watching a show anymore, you know?
Hmm.
like Gen V came out, or the first three episodes did the spin-off to The Boys, and I mean I know like I've heard great things about it. I think it's at 100% of Rotten Tomatoes right now, but I just have no interest in it. I don't know. Maybe it's because that's kind of all I've been doing right now because I've been living here, and those who know me, it's been a struggle. But besides the point, it's like there's just not much to do here, and I've been watching a lot of stuff in recent years, and I don't know. I just feel kind of like fatigued by it all, right? I just don't. I want to sit down and watch something like The Creator that kind of gets my brain working instead of not to shit on The Office, but it's not that deep, I guess, and doesn't really get me thinking much. Maybe it's because I've watched it so many times, but uh, I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about TV and stuff right now. But yeah, the reboot, not a fan of it. I won't be watching, and it's probably because of the this fatigue that I'm having, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, and real quick about that's the beauty for me of The Office is you don't have to think about it.
Hmm.
You know the jokes are coming and they're funny
Yeah.
every time.
Hmm.
You know, every time Kevin drops his chili on the floor, it kills me every time. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I agree. I started Ahsoka the other day,
Oh yeah.
and it's okay. I just
Hmm.
just
Man.
another thing to watch.
Yeah, and my main problem with it is that okay, first off, Ahsoka is like my favorite Star Wars character of all time. I grew up watching the Clone Wars. I actually didn't see season seven though. I may have to do that. I have no idea. I heard that's great, but the other thing is I've never seen Star Wars Rebels, and I just don't want to sit through this however many episode long animated series about that's like made for kids, you know. I just don't want to sit through all
Mhm.
that. So like part of me is like, okay, yeah, okay, this is an Ahsoka show, but also it seems like another season of Star Wars Rebels. So, which is fine, right? I mean, a lot of people watch the show, a lot of people love those characters, but yeah, I'm caught up all the way through on the show though. I want to say I like most of it. Uh, Although my favorite episodes have been when there's cameos, a typical Dave Filoni thing. But I
Yeah,
mean, whatever. The next
yeah. I think
episode is
I've
already
seen.
the last one, so it's gone by in a flash.
Yeah, I've seen. I think the first two so far. But
Yeah. To me
yeah.
personally, I just think nothing will ever top Andor. I think that's the gold standard for Star Wars stuff. I saw a Star Wars theory. I know people, a lot of like everyone from everywhere shits on that guy, but he was talking about how like Andor isn't really Star Wars because it's more akin to our real life. But I mean, that's what I like about it because it's just different from everything else that we're getting because it seems like everything kind of like revolves around the original three characters in some way, shape, or form, and it was nice in Andor to kind of get away from that. Uh, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice to get more of Ahsoka. It's nice to get more of whichever characters that show up in the show. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah. So even though
Yeah, for
I'm sure
sure.
you have been spoiled by something if you've been on Twitter at all. I've been.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of it has been basically spoiled for me already. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, well, going along with that, got a question for you.
Okay.
It's actually your question. I'm still in it from the Discord. But have you ever met a celebrity?
I have. Yes. So I want to say this was. When was this, man? This was okay. First of all, this was around the 4th of July, and this was back in when I was in Washington, maybe around 9 to 13 years old, somewhere in there. And uh, my mom and I were going grocery shopping, and my dad went up to the fireworks stand to get fireworks, and um, so my mom and I are in the grocery store, and and my mom gets a call from my dad saying, "You'll never guess who I just met. You'll never ever guess." And then we're just like, well, what's going on? And you you may or may not know who he is. Have you ever watched Deadliest Catch?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was Jonathan Hillstrand, one of the captains of one of the boats on there, and he actually ran a fireworks stand, right around where we lived. Actually, the same town where that wizard was walking around in. So, yeah, Buckley,
Okay. Okay.
Washington. Yeah, so he ran a fireworks stand there while he was, not out fishing or whatever. And Hillstrand was like, "Do you want to wash my car?" And my dad was like, "Yeah." So the drive is, I think it was like a, man, what was it? It was something like a 55 Chevy or some kind of hot rod like that. So so my dad is in the passenger seat driving with Jonathan Hillstrand just raging through town, and then Hillstrand goes into this one of our neighbors' driveways, and there's a guy in the parking lot of their house with the hose. He's like, "This is the house, right?" And my dad's like, "No, we're down the road a bit." So he backs out of that guy's driveway, and then actually goes to our house. And then yeah, my dad is out there chatting with him when my mom and I get home, and then we pull in there, and then he helped us take our groceries into our house. So yeah,
Wow.
that was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, my mom actually sent me a
Yeah.
picture. I'll have to put that up on the screen and post. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't know him by name, but pulled him up here, and yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's awesome. So I actually have never met. Okay, I have, but I haven't. Like, I've never met like a quote unquote celebrity. It's a YouTube celebrity. Back in, I believe it was 2014, me and my roommate, we decided, because we had both bought um PS4s same time. No, he already had one. Sorry, a long time ago. It's almost 10 years ago. He had one. He talked me into getting one so we could play this brand new game coming out called Destiny. And we played Destiny together and we loved it. And we got chatting and we were like, hey, we should go to the PSX, which is the big PlayStation floor show that year. I believe it's 2014. I'm pretty sure. And so we go, and he's like, hey, if we are lucky, there might be this guy. There might be Boogie might be there, and I'm like, I don't know who Boogie is. And I think I've told this story on here before.
a little bit.
I didn't know who he was or anything, but anyways, we went to the show, saw the presentations. That's when that was the year Bloodborne was announced, and I can't remember anything besides Bloodborne. But anyways, we are just walking the floor, just getting our freebies, just having a great time, and we see a guy in a I don't know the right word for it. I'm just going to call it a mobility scooter.
Okay.
And, and okay, so I didn't know who he was, but my roommate like watched his videos and he was a fan. He's like, "Oh, it's Boogie, Boogie, Boogie!" And we walk up to him and we're like, "Hey, can we get a picture with you?" He's like, "Sure." You know, he was really nice. He was, I mean, it seemed like he was tired, and
Yeah.
I bet he was. He was, riding around in his mobility scooter, had been there all day talking to people. I bet he was tired. So he was like friendly, but you could tell he was done with the day because it was probably 3, 4 o'clock. Day was almost over. So I have a picture. I should see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. I'll have to dig for it. But
All right.
anyways, Boogie is the only quote unquote celebrity I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And then so to finish the story off, I went home and I started watching his videos, and hilarious videos. I actually had seen the fat guy falling into a pool
Yeah.
before, the video, but I didn't know that's who it was. And then that's right around when Boogie started to take a nosedive in popularity. He really he got depressed and he started doing all his weird stuff, and so he wasn't really anyone to be excited to meet after that. But yeah, I did meet Boogie. He was nice,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
The
I
main
think
thing
that
that I remember about Boogie, besides the fight and stuff and like his Francis character, was that I remember he at one point, I think he was starting like his weight loss journey or something, and he was gonna do like a last hurrah to Mountain Dew, and he poured it off to the side, and I'm like, all right, good for him. All right. Years later, I see him still drinking Mountain Dew and stuff. I'm like, whatever, man. All right, just forget about it. And then like when Keemstar like went to his house and I think he was asking him about it like for like the pre-fight interviews. Boogie was like, "Man, I just gave up. I just let like the haters win. I let the soda win. You know that kind of stuff." So yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of a tragedy because I mean, he was iconic, like the early 2010s YouTube, maybe even before that. You know, he was iconic.
yeah.
The most notable thing I remember, he played a game called I Am Toast or I Am Bread. Can't remember which it is. I don't know if you've seen
I'm
it,
bread. Yeah,
but you're a slice of bread and you're trying to get into the toaster and become toast is the whole point of the game. And I just remember laughing hysterically. Yeah, he got depressed and he really stopped. I mean, he stopped making videos. I felt like he would stream on Twitch every once in a while, and it was just really depressing, just like hard to watch content.
yeah.
And now he's basically a nobody.
Pretty much. Yeah. Speaking of like the fight, man, I think neither of them have done anything to like further themselves, whether it be like physically or through like popularity or anything. I feel like they're both doing the same thing. I feel like so first of all, Wings of Redemption is just doing the same old shit. He's just playing Rainbow Six Siege and getting like 200, 300 viewers, whatever. But Boogie seems to be getting himself in hot water in like every single day with his new girlfriend on Twitter that's posting about constantly, and people don't like it because she's like, I think she's like 20 or something like 20 years younger than him. But like still, that she's not like a kid. I mean,
Right.
but
They're
yeah,
they're both adults. Yeah, it's not
yeah.
like a
So,
crazy like yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's uh
yeah.
it's it's just sad to see, like everybody wants to be YouTube famous or internet famous or whatever, but then you see people like that and it just doesn't seem worth it some days. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever want to go to like a convention like that. Like there's been some times when I've thought about wanting to go to E3 or something, but I'm like I feel like it would kind of smell or something, but I don't know. Maybe that's just misinterpreting the audience. I don't know.
no, you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember much because the whole day was kind of a blur, but it's just a bunch of just dudes running around. That's about it.
Yeah. Well,
It was kind of a waste of time and money other than meeting Boogie. So,
really.
I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool because you're there and you get to see like them announcing stuff. The tickets were like 50 or 60 bucks. They were quite expensive for a ticket for something. And then I mean, you can watch the trailers at home. Like, there's really like, I guess we did get to play a couple of games, like, but they're just like small indie games. Like, there's really nothing there other than just the experience itself.
I feel like
I
if
don't
I
know.
were to ever go to something like that, like a gaming convention or whatever, I feel like it would have to be, and I don't even think that this would ever happen anymore, because the community is like so down bad right now. ZWC4, if it were to ever happen, I would buy tickets immediately. I don't care, man. I would like I feel like some of like my friends maybe would want to go to like online friends because most of them are like old enough to buy their own tickets and go places and stuff, and I feel like that would just be a great opportunity to meet people and
Mm.
like who knows, yeah, I don't know, be around some of the guys that I've been watching on YouTube for all my life. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
That one would be fun for sure.
I almost I almost tried to like convince my parents into taking me to ZWC3, but I don't know, man. I felt like it just wasn't as advertised or as like special as the first one or maybe two. I don't even remember much about two or three, but I remember one a lot. Uh, I guess three, like in terms of the way it was set up and like convenience and stuff was like the best one because they had done it twice over at that point and they kind of knew what they were doing. But I guess it kind of flopped in terms of attendance and making like MC Sportshawk said on his podcast once. I think he was out like at least like 20 grand from ZWC3.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a
So
lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like unless that would be cool. Like I would have loved to have gone to one of those because
Hmm.
I mean we both kind of grew up in the zombies community, and there's a lot of people that did. Um, I was reading JC Backfire was talking about. I don't remember how he was what he was really referencing on Twitter, but anyways, he was talking about how Black Ops 3 was there for a while, right up until Fortnite released. It was the most streamed and watched game on YouTube, which lasted for like the whole cycle of Black Ops 3, basically. But now it's like essentially dead. Here's the thing about the zombies community. How I feel about it is, I feel like it's a bunch of piranhas, all feasting on the same carcass of just a like a dead cow or something, and you can only feast on it for so long before they just start eating each other, and that's essentially what has happened. And there's
Hmm.
so much drama, and the zombies community is just, I mean, it's no more basically. You got
Yeah.
Mr. Awful Waffles. He'll make videos every once in a while. You've got Noah who still does custom zombies. You got Dalek who just makes whatever videos. Well, that's really, or Lex. You know, Lex is still, I feel like Lex's content hasn't really changed, which good for him. But other than
Yeah.
that, man, like it's just really, it's really dead.
Hmm.
So unless there's something that like really builds the community back up again, that can sustain them for another 10 years until there's another good zombies game, I don't think it's going anywhere. But
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and I don't want to be like morbid, but I feel like its better days are far beyond us. Like
yeah.
I think in Black Ops 3, like between the beginning of Black Ops 3 to maybe a few days after Black Ops 4, I feel like that was the golden era cuz I
Mhm.
feel like Black Ops 3 obviously a lot of people agree that's the best game. Infinite Warfare was okay, but most of it was hated. And then you had Zombies Chronicles and then I think World War II was in there, but anyway, Black Ops 4, a little bit of hype and a small dose of like a good time, but then as soon as the blue screen started rolling in, everything just went downhill from there. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. The best days of the zombies community are far behind it, and I think now you've just got people that are living off nostalgia, which isn't bad, but it's
yeah.
not really going to go anywhere. So,
And like custom zombies like are fantastic. Like I've been playing more of it recently, but it's just so niche because it again it's a PC only thing and not many people know about it. I feel like it can only go so far. So as like dedicated and passionate people are about making their own maps or like even remastering Treyarch's maps is like what's happening now. It's just yeah, I don't know. I just think we're going to be stuck in this kind of purgatory, so to speak, of not really going up, but kind of staying down in the gutter. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, I mean, I could talk about zombies for a long time, but
Hmm.
let's change the topic. What's this? What's the deal with this Quebble Bob guy? How do you say it?
Quibble Cop.
I said the same thing last week. I still can't get it. Quebble Cop. There we go.
Yeah. He so Quibble Cop was very very popular when like GTA 5 came out, and he was kind of in like a small group of like two or three guys, kind of like the Z House or the Vanoss gaming crew, that kind of thing. And but then he split away from them and kind of went to do his own thing, and he's kind of lost more and more popularity as he started uploading less and less. Well, over the past couple months or so, he's been rolling out this AI of himself playing video games and reacting to other videos. And when I say that, what I mean is that he has programmed himself as a computerized version to do things that he would normally do, but he's letting the computer doing it for him. I feel like I'm explaining that bad, but
No, you've pretty much got it. Yeah, the biggest thing I've seen, I didn't know anything about him until I saw I think JC Backfire was the one I saw because I follow all the zombies people. I think he was the one that I originally saw comment on it. And yeah, basically the guy he has decided to die on a hill that eventually is going to happen. I mean, if you're betting, you can probably bet on the side of AI content and you'll win eventually. But right now, everybody hates it. You know, he put out this really cartoonish looking AI version of himself, and it's gotten better since then. But everybody was clowning on it. And I think that, you know, in the YouTube community, a lot of people are clowning on it because they see it as a, you know, a potential threat, just like the Writers Guild. Is that what they're called? The Writers Guild.
yeah.
They saw AI as a big threat and they wanted to protect themselves against it. So so it makes sense to be worried like the other YouTubers would be hating on it, but also I don't want to watch it. Like
Yeah.
I don't get it's really unsettling. There's this thing, you probably know about it, but it's called the uncanny valley, and it's basically the described as the brain's ability to detect. I feel like my camera is
Yeah, it's a little bit
acting weird.
blocky, but
I feel
it's
like
fine
it's
right
acting
now.
kind of weird.
And it's kind of out of sync,
I don't
kind
know,
of blocky. Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with it. Sorry.
that's all right.
Um, but it's basically the brain's ability to detect like things. Like it will. I'm not explaining it very well. It's the brain's ability to sense like if something is human or not, and the brain is really good at picking out what's AI and what's not. And there's a reason it's really unsettling. And until AI can produce just like perfect images with or perfect videos with perfect audio, it's always going to be off-putting.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the clips that I saw was the AI was like reacting to like a baking TikTok, and all the AI would say was what was happening in the video, like, oh, he's grabbing the bread now. Oh, he's pouring the water in the bowl. Oh, he's getting the bowl now. Oh, this is happening now. Just like the most, it's it's just so the opposite of what I feel like people might want, which is a human to connect to. You can't connect
Yeah.
to a robot that's saying just the most bland things possible. There's no personality behind it. There's no one to attach to. So, and then so yeah, the cartoon AI or the cartoon Quebblecop AI, or Quebble Bob as some people call him. He he
Whatever that is.
he he posted a video like addressing all of the hate and criticism that he was getting. But while you're watching the video and he's just kind of standing there like face to the camera with a blank canvas behind him, his like lips and mouth are like out of sync with the audio. And as you're watching the video, you're kind of thinking, okay, what is going on here? So when I first was watching through it, I didn't think that it that itself was AI, but I just thought there was something wrong with it. And then when it came to the end, he was like, "Yeah, you've been watching like a new and upgraded AI version of me. You've been talking to the AI version of me this whole time." And I'm like, "Oh wow, what a surprise!" So he's going full send into this whole thing, and he has like a whole team of developers behind it. Like he is literally in office working with a group of people behind this whole thing. And I I feel like there's just so much animosity between this
Hmm.
between like game development artists, like painting and drawing artists, and music artists, and just everything that you could like put AI into. I feel like this is not what you want to do right now. Maybe that's the future or whatever, but I feel like now it's just, I mean, okay, it's a fun experiment. I'll be honest. It'll be interesting to see what happens and where it could go, but it's lazy, and it just doesn't it doesn't feel creative whatsoever. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I was trying to find there was a thread of tweets a string of tweets, because I don't want to say thread because people think I'm thinking about threads, but
Hmm.
there was this string of tweets where people were just hating on whatever he was saying, and I think it was that when he posted that big video that you know people thought were him that wasn't, that you were talking about. And I was reading through the comments, dude, and everybody hates it. Not a single person hates it. And what really stood out to me, why this story was so compelling to me to talk about, is he is so arrogant about it too. Like there's no humility. Like there's no like, you guys might be right, but like, look, here's what I'm doing. This is going to be the future. And like the sooner people understand that and people start to adapt, there's none of that. He just like kept like just oh, I wish I could find an example. I should have saved one, but it's just like this. This is one of his tweets from the 25th of September. Making a YouTube video is easy. Making an AI, making an AI that makes YouTube video is 10,000 times harder. Okay? Like nobody's denying that making an AI that makes YouTube videos is harder, but what
Hmm.
we are saying is that people don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's lazy, and I think what a lot of people, and it's a genuine like worry, because another one I'll talk about in a minute is Dylan Dennis has been posting AI pictures of Logan Paul's girlfriend,
Oh, really?
with a bunch of other dudes, and you can tell they're AI. But if you're not watching for AI, if you're not watching for the AI photos or videos, you can be fooled. And I've heard people talk about. I don't want to get into politics, but I've heard people talking about, the next election in the United States, like it could drastically be affected by AI,
Oh,
which is a
dude.
scary thought.
There's no way it won't be. There are gonna be millions of deep fakes of like your candidates saying the most nasty shit. I will guarantee it.
Yeah, and so like I think AI is amazing. I think it's changing the world, but I don't think it's changing the world for the best in 99% of the occasions.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can have AI of this presidential candidate something saying something terrible, and it can be completely false. But if it goes on Twitter and 100 million people see that thing on Twitter, then they're like, well, I'm not voting for that guy. And then everyone's like, guys, it's false. And the community notes come out and say, guys, that was an AI. But the damage has been done.
Yeah.
Like people don't forget. Like even if it's false, people don't forget. Like they'll still have that dirty taste in their mouth.
And like negative things sell constantly. Like
Hmm.
I saw someone bring up this point, or a statistic rather, is that the original tweet, or this example specifically applies to Twitter, the original tweet of like a news story says like, this, just a random example, this husband kills his whole family, uh gets 1 million likes. But then down in the correction it says, oh, this husband was proven not guilty and someone broke into the house. That tweet then gets 2,000 likes. It's just, this could very well happen again with especially with the election coming up, with big like uh, I almost said big media. Geez, no, just normal media, normal media.
Just just media, yeah.
Yeah, and like, they could post, like some AI Trump video, and then everyone would just run with it, and then yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I sent you the AI picture I was talking about on Twitter from Dylan Dennis with Logan Paul's girlfriend. But yeah, it's I think that the main thing that people are upset about is a couple of things that people are upset about. Yeah, it's clearly AI, but it's getting better. Um like you said, like people don't want to watch it because it's not genuine. It's a you know, I think AI content is the biggest cash grab, and the people that are doing it, they're making themselves a lot of money, but they're also pulling up the ladder behind them and they're ruining content for everyone else.
Yeah,
And I mean, it just, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, it's overrun by AI garbage and it's not interesting. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I feel like everybody, and maybe that's why the movie, The Creator, is so appealing because, um, I think from what you said, it is like humanity versus AI.
yeah.
like the Terminator, and there's we've been
Well,
talking about this for 40 years or whatever.
yeah. Well, like the thing about the creator, I won't stay on this too long, is that the AI in that movie is like remarkably human. Uh, like say that they're like a servant or something, and like they're pulling like a dead robot out of a car and then it accidentally turns on. Well, it's not trying to kill people. It's like weeping and like calling for like the child that robot was like taking care of, and then like the whole kind of like basis of the movie is like the AI trying to find like peace with humans because uh without not getting into it, it's just I I feel like I don't know. I'll just stop there because I really
Yeah,
it is a movie that you want to go into with knowing as little as possible. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. No, that's okay. Yeah, he to sum it up, he just keeps going. Like he doesn't stop on Twitter, and it's really off-putting. And I saw people commenting that, like, dude, you're just off. Like, I was okay with it until you nonstop were tweeting about it, and now I hate AI content. Like, I don't want to watch any of it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
Anyway.
Dylan Dennis, we have a little update on him, right?
Yeah, so there's speculation, and I think I sent it to you. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But there was speculation that he would not be competing with Logan Paul whenever it is this month, next month, I don't know, because he basically said that he was out. He Nobody really knows what that means, but a lot of people, the Twitter people, were speculating that it meant he was done with the fight, and that's about all we know. I don't think that's been confirmed or denied, but
Actually, if you go onto his Twitter account right now, 2 hours ago, he had posted a picture saying, and he has he's in his boxers. He says, "I am boxing." So
oh,
I
okay,
I guess he is gonna go
never
through
mind.
with it.
Good. I feel like the entire world's population just needs to see this fight happen now.
Yeah.
See two scumbags beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Hmm.
Anyways, never mind. Disregard this story. He is fighting.
Yeah. So
But did you have an update about a Lil Tay for us?
oh yeah. So a few episodes ago we had talked about a rapper named Lil Tay. She had made like a bunch. She was a part of the kind of mumble rap and just not very good rap wave, and she made a load of money, and you knew it because she bragged about it constantly. Well, she then faked her death, or I won't say that her death was faked. We don't know by who, but it was faked, and then that was what we last heard. Well, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, either the 30th or the 29th of September. She posted on Instagram for the first time in years, since like 2018 or something, was when she last made music. And it's literally the exact same. It's talking shit, this time adding like twerking and shit. And by the way, she's like 16 years old, so a bunch of people are being called the P word on the internet because they don't know what they're looking at apparently. And like it, I feel like there is so at some point between her stopping making music and the whole deaths thing going around, she had said that like she was being like manipulated by her manager and that she didn't really want to make music at all, and it was kind of like a whole abuse story. But now she's back doing it. I i don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, call me crazy, but I think our initial take was correct, and she just, she hadn't gotten that attention for quite a while, and she
Yeah.
wanted to draw some attention to herself.
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like she had to let it cool down a little bit before she started posting stuff again. But I mean, now people are talking about how she's back.
Yeah.
Wow, her plan worked, and now people are talking about her again. Yeah,
Hmm.
I personally don't believe any stories like that. Maybe it's bad of me, but I just automatically assume people want more attention.
Hmm. Yeah, like she was like just talking shit like immediately. Like she was posting stories on her Instagram saying, "Oh, you guys are broke and I'm rich." Just the same old gag that she was doing before. So I don't know, man. I think it's a coup, if you will, it's a setup from the very beginning with
Yeah,
the whole
no, I
death thing. So yeah,
I think you're right. The only other thing I've seen is I don't know where I saw this. Is supposedly she said that it was her dad that had faked her death, and
yeah,
she had nothing to do with it. But
hmm
okay, sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it. But
yeah. Me either. All right.
anyway, she's back.
Yeah. So,
Lucky us.
if
Sorry, go ahead.
you're ready to move on,
Yeah,
all right.
I'll stop talking.
uh, what is one thing that you will never grow out of?
Hmm. I feel like the easy answer is gaming, but I don't really feel like gaming is something that you grow out of.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say like it has always been like my childhood thing is chocolate milk,
Okay. Yeah.
and I mean I know adults drink chocolate milk, but I in my mind I just associate it with my childhood, and whenever I'm having a rough day, I'll just go buy some chocolate milk and I'll just have a nice drink of chalky milk, and
Mhm.
everything the bad feelings go away.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever give that up. It's I don't drink it normally. It's just like my go-to thing when I'm like got the blues.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Chicken nuggies.
Yeah.
What about you?
Um, Legos. Uh, yeah, I still buy a lot of Legos, so and that won't stop soon. So, yeah, I have always absolutely loved Legos and yeah, I mean, they're behind me in every one of my videos and on here. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've always been around. I guess it's kind of the same thing as like the chocolate milk. I mean, I they immediately cheer me up, kind of like the calmness of just snapping the bricks in place and seeing your build come together. It's just a wonderful experience. So yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Legos are awesome. We actually for our kids we got last Christmas. We got it's like a Christmas house. It's nothing crazy. It's probably I don't remember. It's probably like a 3 or 4 thousand piece. Does that sound about right for like a decent sized? I don't remember how many pieces. Maybe like 5,000. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, 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 no. No, it might be more like 10,000. I don't know. It's decent sized and like it was so I haven't played with Legos.
Uh huh.
Sorry, I haven't used Legos.
Uh huh.
I don't know what the correct term is for using Legos or playing with Legos, but for a long time, but I forgot how satisfying it is, man. Just
Hmm.
like, searching for the pieces and oh, you find it because you don't think that they included the piece for
Yeah.
because you're sure you looked everywhere and then you find it.
Hmm.
They actually didn't include stickers they were supposed to. I'm
Oh
still kind
really?
of upset about that, but
Huh.
yeah, Legos. I don't blame you because I've wanted to buy more since then. They're just expensive, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But it's still fun. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
What's your favorite set you've bought and like have?
Let me show you. This one right here. It's massive. Hang on, let me move this around here. Yeah, it's like it's a big like Ninjago city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not
How
really.
many pieces do you know?
Uh, I don't know. My light isn't working. Okay, typical.
Oh, we broke it.
um, let me look it up actually. Yeah, that set was, I want to say like $350,
Wow.
but yeah. Let's see. What is the piece count here? Uh, okay, that picture is pixelated. Okay, well, oh, yeah, 5,685.
Okay. Yeah, ours was. There's no way ours was like 10,000. Then I'm crazy. Ours was probably like 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that one, or there's a blacksmith shop right next to it that came out a couple years ago. That one, like the
Okay.
yeah the or actually the one next to it also, the Spider-Man No Way Home
Oh,
set with all
that
this,
was cool. Yeah.
yeah, on the Statue of Liberty head. So yeah, one of those ones.
Awesome. Yeah, Legos. I mean, I don't think you should even consider giving it up because Legos. I mean, I think everyone should have a set of Legos for when they're stressed and just go put it together. And
Hmm.
they tear it apart. It's so satisfying.
Yeah, and I feel like if I have kids one day, I'll have like a very very valuable sum to leave them. You know, most people expect them to leave like a, their parents are millionaire as well. I have a bunch of Legos, so
Well, oh, no, well, that's what I've always joked about when I was. I mean, I did it with my son, so I didn't feel as guilty. But when I got into collecting Pokemon cards and looking for the really expensive ones, I'm gonna leave my kids. The only thing I would leave my kids if I was to die right now is like a decent Pokemon card collection from like a year ago, and that's all they're getting.
yeah.
So they better wait till they're actually worth something before they sell them, or they don't get anything. So,
All
but,
right. Well, I have one more question,
all right.
and then we'll get on to the finale. Has there ever been somewhere that you've wanted to travel to, whether it's been within the U.S. or uh, overseas?
So I feel like in the U.S. I've done a decent amount of like the tourist things. Been to New York, Empire State Building. I've done all that. Those were awesome. One place I've always wanted to visit though, and I hopefully I will eventually, is and this was before I researched it as a kid, and it just goes to show. Well, let me ask you a question. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Oh my God.
But as you know, as a kid, and I still love it, you know, you know, uh, respective of the meme that's going around. But I've always loved like Roman history. I used to research it. I don't remember hardly any of it, but I would read a lot about it when I was younger. The thought of going to Rome to like the Colosseum, something that's been around for, you know, I don't even know, 1,000 years, 1,000 plus years, whatever.
Yeah.
Is really, really cool to me. I love the architecture, not texture, architecture. Just the thought of going somewhere that is so old, like you can't even fathom like how many people have been there and seen it. And yeah, I think if I was going to go to one place, it would go be to go visit like Rome, the Roman Empire.
Hmm.
Not the Roman Empire anymore, but you know what I mean. Like go to the Colosseum, go to Rome itself. Just
Yeah.
like so much history and yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I've only been to a few states, and they've in the United States, and they've only been like moving pretty much, like from Washington to here in Arizona. So I haven't really like been to many landmarks except for like the Space Needle in like 2013. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. One day I think it would be cool to like set aside like a month or two and just like travel around the United States and Canada and meet up with some online friends, and yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. But um that's always been a big dream of mine. And then, but I don't know, just kind of for myself, I've always been fascinated with like Viking history, And
Mm.
I'd love to go to like Norway or Iceland or Greenland. Like they, I just love like the nature and scenery there, and yeah, they're just beautiful places, and I would so love to go there. And another one is New Zealand because of the Lord of the Rings. I would love to walk the path. I don't know if they still do it, but as far as I know, there was this like hiking trip that you could take with a group, and they'd take you like along the path that like the film was or the movie was filmed, and then yeah, it's like over the course of a few days, I think, and I've always wanted to do that. Um, Switzerland is also another one. Like the again, it's just a beautiful country. Like just yeah, I would just love to just wander there and camp out for a few days or a week or whatever. So
Yeah. I was trying to find if you can still walk the Lord of the Rings path, but I haven't seen anything.
hmm,
No, that's cool. Yeah. Any of those. I mean, I just want to travel. Like
yeah,
I love traveling. There's something exciting about just going somewhere
hmm, definitely.
outside of your normal routine. So
Hmm.
so if you could, real quick question, if you could visit one place in the United States, to visit like one landmark in the United States, what would it be?
Landmark, huh? Uh,
Or like one thing or like one place, I guess.
I was actually just talking with my mom about this yesterday. It's pretty close to Mount Rainier in Washington State. It's called Paradise. It's kind of a national park hiking spot, and I've only ever been there once with my grandma and grandpa, like maybe when I was 10 or something, and I have been so wanting to go back there. It is just stunning, man. Fields of flowers and like this big lodge with rooms and like a cafeteria in it, and then you can just go off in whichever direction you want. You know, it's like a 2 or 3 hour drive outside of like the nearest decently sized town, and it's just yeah, it's a beautiful drive. We only stayed there for like 20 minutes though, and I so want to go back when I move back to Washington. So yeah,
Cool.
yeah, definitely that one. What about you?
Mm. Mm. I did like this um I did like this history tour back when I was 12. So I already saw like a lot of the big ones,
Hmm.
but something I haven't seen, I think seeing Mount Rushmore
Hmm.
would be
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really like I don't really like going to those places because there's just a bunch of tourists. Like I like going somewhere
Yeah.
like remote where there's not people.
Hmm.
The ocean, I love the ocean,
Yeah.
any of them. But anyways,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. Well, I think you got some more beauty, some more gems for us on the
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. I haven't really found that many recently, so I only have just a little bit less than our typical amount, but they're still priceless nonetheless. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
And there's the special edition Cheeto or Cheez It rather. Okay.
So number number one, men's full body black gimp suit, size M, medium for 45 euros by Joanne Perkins.
I wonder if she sold it.
Yeah. I had to look this up to see what it was, and I'm like, okay. Ugh.
Is it like a I don't know, like a family friendly way to say this? I think I know. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. I mean the additional part between the legs right there kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
um,
Oh, This one's special.
Yeah.
Here we have a unique monkey pirate lamp. No indication that it is cursed or haunted. For 75 bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're bringing it up kind of worries me a little bit, but
Yeah, exactly.
like there's no indication that it's cursed, but you know,
It's got some ashes in there or something. All right.
yeah.
Coliseum gas fire pit free to a good home. Must remove entire fire pit.
Okay, all right. Shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I just like I mean, I guess maybe it's just in your way, like you don't want it anymore or you bought the house and it was there, but why? Why get rid of it? It's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Just
I would absolutely love to have like just a little bit of that stonework like worked into something of like, a property that I would buy. I would totally want one of these, but
yeah. The stonework on it is beautiful. Like it looks amazing.
yeah. Well,
Looks
anyway, you
perfect.
could
Wow.
tear it up and try to rebuild it, I guess.
You number all the stones so you know where they go.
Yeah. So, here we go. Another typical marketplace post.
All right, we have a 2006 Ford Taurus for $14,000. It was driven for not approximately, exactly 50,000 miles. Has an automatic transmission, and it looks like there was a fire
Yeah.
or something. Maybe not a fire, but
There's a description for it in the next one.
oh, okay, I didn't see that. No low ballers. I know what I have. Needs new driver's side tail light. All you can see is the around it, all the military fatigues,
Yeah.
like all the camo. It makes you wonder what happened to it.
Maybe it was just like target practice or something.
Oh, I didn't notice that before, but that makes more sense. Camp Pendleton Marine Corps Base,
Oh, yeah.
California. Bunch of Marines had it. Oh, this one is awesome.
Next up, uniquely shaped pumpkin. It's two pumpkins melded together for $100, and the description says condition new, scrotum shaped pumpkin, clean shaven, no diseases, and ready to jazz up your Halloween decor. No low ballers. This is extremely rare.
All right, I didn't even think of that until he said it. Like that one. No low ballers.
Yeah.
This is extremely rare. It really is. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what he's saying now, but I would have never thought that right off the bat.
Yeah.
All right, here we have. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Yeah.
No, go. I think you should. Okay, here we have a rare Pokemon card for $10,000. And the card name is Duke the Dragon, and his powers are. I'm having a really hard time reading those. Powers are SOAR. It's an acronym for. What's that first one?
Safety.
Oh, wow. My brain is not functioning right now.
Safety,
Ownership.
ownership,
Achievement,
and
respect.
respect.
Lives in Duker School. Eats hot food, likes good students. And the description, all you can see is it said, this is a rare 1995 pre-made Pokemon card. Interesting. Wish we could read the stats. I bet they're great.
I saw someone like post on the comments of this that it was like some like teacher handing these out to his kids or his students.
That's funny.
Okay, we have a medical examination table. That's yeah. I mean, it looks kind of beat, but for $150. And here's the description. What's this? Your fantasy? This table has been modified for private bedroom play and then was put into storage. Needs a good rub down and some cosmetic TLC. Everything works. We don't have room for it. Need two people to move.
It's been modified.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's only $150, so
Yeah. I don't know what the price is of those normally, but it must be a steal.
just needs a good rub down.
Yeah. All right, you can end this off.
All right. All right. Our last one. We have an ugly ass footstool for $15. And the description says, say 79 on price from at home, yours for 15.
Wow.
Say 79 on price from at home.
That's a store at home. Like a
Oh, okay, that makes more
store.
sense now. Okay, I was not following that. Yours for $15. Why'd you buy it if you think it's ugly?
Yeah.
It is really ugly.
Yeah. Just like bamboo and a random blanket thrown on top of
I don't believe they bought that. I think they made that.
it. Yeah.
It's like an old fur or something. Okay, we got to do it. Which one are you buying?
I would have to risk it. I'm gonna go for the monkey pirate lamp. If there is a
Yeah,
chance
that
that it is cursed or haunted, I mean, the stories would be never ending. So
you're willing to take the risk on that one.
yeah.
I know it'd be a lot of work, but I think I'm gonna take the Coliseum gas fire pit, even though it's a lot of work. I think that's what I would take. It's free.
Yeah.
Just
Why
gotta pick
not?
it up, figure out how it goes back together.
All right. Well.
Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. This has been the Couch Co-op. Let us know if there's anything you want to see. We will be trying to keep you guys up to date on all the latest pop culture nonsense, whatever we do. I don't know what we do sometimes.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we have some special guests on next time. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get them. But until next time, guys, this has been Cal and Riley. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.